So before we started construction, when we first got on the team, we were looking at a 48,000 square foot footprint in a 25-year-old building that probably hadn't been touched since 1999, since it was built. Now today, what we're in is a 75,000 square foot build out. So we added 25,000 square foot of expansion area and renovated the whole project. I mean, it is a massive clubhouse project, probably the biggest clubhouse project in several years. For sure, the last couple years, definitely the biggest and by far the most complicated. We built TwinEagles at a time when construction in Southwest Florida, and it still exists today, was almost felt impossible. We were already dealing with a massive labor shortage. There's just so much construction happening in Southwest Florida right now. There's a huge demand for labor, and all of us general contractors are fighting over all these trades to get in here and finish these projects. And then also the material escalation, which everybody's heard about due to the massive interruptions in the supply chain and material shortages all throughout the country. We're dealing with that down in Southwest Florida.
So it was a tough reality that we had to encounter, in which a week prior to Ian hitting, we were north of 100 to 120 men here on site, men and women, and we were really gaining solid traction on progressing through the schedule.
Then we have Ian, and it totally wiped out our West Coast. Everybody's heard about Fort Myers Beach and thousands of homes completely destroyed. Now, fortunately, we were prepared. We just in the nick of time got the building in the dry, and we didn't sustain any major damage to speak of at the club. But our labor forces took a major hit.
Now we're facing the impacts of a 40-person workforce instead of that 100 plus. So now we had to get into a very critical mindset of how do we rephase this project? How do we streamline the process of the construction to achieve the finish line that was currently in place?
And so we took a 75,000 square foot building and dissected that out down to little, micro projects, like 15 different micro projects. The reason we did that was to determine which smaller components of the project were really driving the end date. So if we really wanted to have 30 electricians that day, but only 10 could show up, then we could put those 10 on the most important work that would salvage the end date. And that's what we did, and it worked. This project ended up being a huge success. The members are tremendously happy from what I understand. And honestly, I don't think that we could have reached that end goal, that objective, without the team that we worked with.
TwinEagles is by far the largest project I've worked on for a while.
Same.
Yeah, and we've done other large clubhouses, but usually they are from scratch. This was taking an existing club and trying to expand it and improve upon it. I don't know that there's many contractors that could have done what Curran Young did.
So Wegman Design Group is a firm that believes in partnerships, long-lasting partnerships. And I don't think we would have been able or been as successful in this project without a continued legacy of communication, working in a partnership with Curran Young to resolve issues or to come up with solutions together. We were always in work sessions with each other and been able to really resolve a lot of things in concert with each other.
I've been around to many clubs myself in reciprocal golf, and I don't think anything really compares or comes close to what TwinEagles has. And I think the clubhouse now is certainly the centerpiece of what TwinEagles has to offer, in addition to our two great golf courses.
If you look at it today, it's just an amazing repurposing and such upgrades. I don't think there's anything that was touched that is not an upgrade. I mean, even to the maintenance building or the maintenance office. I mean, it just goes everywhere, all the way through the entire project.
That is just a miraculous conversion. This, like I said, this club had not been renovated in about 23 years or so. And when you look around it right now, it is just incredible. Nobody would have thought that it would have turned out this fantastic. And that's not our doing, that's the design, that's all of us together. It was just an exceptional team that worked through many challenges together, and there were tense times, there were stressful times, there were times that we thought that, oh my gosh, how are we gonna get through this? But we did, together. And the end product is just something, I mean, so special.